Hey everybody, Laura St. John here from Strong Confident Living. Welcome to the Map to Millionaire. I am so excited about this broadcast because it's literally been something in my brain for many years. And it's a culmination of how can you learn some integral steps to unstuck yourself, recognize that success may be a lot closer than you may think. And that's my purpose here, to move out of your head into your heart, into incredible inspired action to reach your financial goals. And I'm gonna just share with you a business blueprint, and whatever steps may work for you, you're just gonna know. You're gonna know if you're gonna light up and be like, ding, 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 that speaks to me, it speaks to my heart, and that's my goal here, to just light some tools up that I know are already inside you, because the only thing that gets us stuck is ourselves. So welcome in again to Strong Confident Living. We are a lifestyle community of fitness, nutrition, and mindset. We weave those three things together to up spiral your life. The up spiral, right? The little up spiral. We can all relate to different down spirals. And one thing, being in the fitness industry for many, many years, is that, and even my educational past, I recognized that fitness is not just physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. It's also financial. And if you are not financially fit right now and you are stressed over bills, you have no idea sometimes how to get to your dreams. You see it up on the vision board, but you just feel a huge gap between where you are and where you want to be, then perhaps, I believe in no coincidences, that this broadcast is for you. Our intention is to really close the gap for people on greater health and tap into happiness, more prosperity, abundance for all, and have it be a win-win-win-win-win. So I'm gonna outline some dots, because for me, a map to millionaire is like understanding some of the blueprint of the dots of how do I get there? Because I'm gonna first talk about, my main things. One is a quick mindset makeover. I wanna kind of go zoop, zoop with your mind and give you a quick mindset makeover to potentially help you recognize where you may be stuck. And to unstuck yourself can take minutes, because I believe that success is a lot closer than we often think. And that if you can just crank the dial like zoop, 1 degree, just a tiny little shift, can make a dramatic impact. That is one of our KIFS, keep it effing simple, philosophies here at Strong Confident Living, is the 1 degree of change rule. That you might feel like, OMG, nothing in my life is working. I'm stressed out over bills all the time. I feel like I'm gonna break. I feel pulled in all these different directions. And you might wanna take a 90 degree or 180 degree or whatever degree change that seems dramatic. And what we wanna show you is, what if you can shift the dial in your attitude? You can shift the dial in your belief, just one little bit, and you can be at a whole new place in a really quick amount of time. So that's what this goal is. First, mindset makeover. Then I'm going to get into your goals. What are your financial goals? What would be a stepping stone goal initially? What would be your dream goal, your freedom day goal? Mine was living here in Malibu, and here I am. I started drawing palm trees a bunch of years ago when I was feeling this stuck feeling. And now I look outside right now and I see my pool and palm trees. And I want to share with you some of those tips that helped me get here. So financial goals, how clear are you on those? I'll help you get clear with that. Then I want to get into the law of compensation, what value you feel you want to bring to yourself and others in this world, and helping you make those things match. And then I'm going to align it to the Isagenix compensation plan, because no brainer. If you are watching this broadcast because you already do Isagenix, or someone brought you here, or someone shared this video with you and said, I think you should take a look at this approach, sometimes my style speaks to a lot of people, because I believe in up spiraling humanity, the masses. And I think that every single person has the tools inside them, which is your heart, to have abundant success. Okay, we have a common denominator of all human beings, and it's that we struggle. But then when we insert love into that struggle, we can all achieve success. And that's it, right? That's it. Just like filling up our little potholes. And that's what I'm going to help you do. Like wherever you're stuck, I want to help you fill in those little divots and just clear the path so you can run. So I'm going to share with you the Isagenix compensation plan, some of the guiding principles behind it and the how behind it. Because once I just learned all of these tools, I was like, oh, the how. Your brain wants to measure and quantify what's truly in your heart. I'm going to help you make those two things match in this broadcast. What does your heart truly desire for you, your family, leaving a legacy, whatever it is, right? Having a fancy car, starting a nonprofit, speaking, authoring a book, whatever it is, like what do you truly desire? And then how, that's in your heart. How can you unlock that? Because your brain can stop holding you back, because your brain just wants to quantify and measure and sometimes bring in self-doubt when those goals are really big. And I'm going to show you how to approach that so you can make them match and unlock yourself. And then inspired action. My favorite last piece is once you have all these pieces go like a domino of unlocking, OMG, this could be this simple, then I want to get you into inspired massive action. So those are the 5 steps: mindset makeover, financial goals, law of compensation, Isagenix compensation plan, and then inspired action. I'm super stoked to be here bright and early on a Saturday morning here. And first, I want to unstuck yourself. So I want you to first, take out some paper, take out some notes. I love little index cards. There's actually a whole stack of them on my desk because I'm a to-do lister. So take out some paper and a pen, more than even writing on your notes on your phone. Because when you take out paper and pen and actually put it into writing, there's other things that fire off in your brain that are really important, like neural paths that you're gonna create for yourself. So first, number 1, I want you to write unstuck myself. I want you to unstuck yourself by recognizing one of the 4 main, what I would call traps that a lot of people fall into, and I'm only highlighting them so we can flip them to the positive. Okay, so number 1 is that a lot of people who have been doing this even sometimes a while have a really big goal, but then they're seeking, this is what I desire, but this is what I expect. So one thing that I want you to see is your desire up? Like you've got this vision board, you know what you want, it's a really big goal, but your expectation is down here. So, your desire lens, I call it up here. Oh, this is what I want, this is what I see. And then your expectations down here. If there is a mismatch between those two things, okay, you're always going to look at your goal, your desired, body, your desired house, your desired whatever that's up on your vision board. And if your expectation, your belief that you'll get there is low, you're going to be constantly looking for how. How do I get there? How? And I'm going to teach you some how for that to satisfy that brain. Okay. But you're going to really work on trusting the process and releasing the how. Release the how, because what if, it only takes a handful of people that help you and align with you, and you don't know, again, whether they're going to show up today, tomorrow, next week. You don't know if they're already your neighbor, but when you're seeking the how, you're coming from a lack place of like, because I need to figure it out all myself. You're putting the burden 100% on your shoulders. And when you come from that place of like, I've got to figure out how, then you're coming from that because I'm not there yet, because I don't have enough right now. And whenever you come from that negative space, you end up back in that negative space. You're actually fueling that negative space. So I'm going to help you release the how, and I'm going to show you some how, so that part of your brain gets a bit satisfied. The next step that I'm going to show you is, sometimes you're so stuck. I always draw my little strong, confident living line of like ups and downs and stuff. Sometimes you're so stuck, this is the ups and downs of life, right? We all struggle. We get clarity in our downs, and when we flip it to an up. But sometimes we're so stuck in like, I don't know my purpose. I don't know what I want to be doing. Like, I hate my life, that we're so stuck in the down that it is not like above this line, your up spiral, your potential, you can't even see it because you're so unclear. You're stuck in a cloud feeling of like, I have no idea. So for you, I just want you to just open your eyes during this broadcast to what is possible for you based on it's already been done, and sometimes even you can look and seek motivation of others. And that's, been really helpful for me personally of, tapping into what makes me happy, like starting to draw a palm tree and recognizing, gosh, other people have done this. Let me just take a look outside of myself when I can't find it inside at all. And that's going to start to light you up, because it's going to start to show you a perspective of what could be on the other side. For every negative, there's an equal and opposite positive that's magnificently more magnified in terms of power of you. Okay, so just know that. And then a lot of people, another trap is that they've got a vivid imagination, like me, right? But are constantly like imagining things to go wrong, especially in their business. You know, I'm going to enroll someone, they're going to be a leader, and then they're going to fall off. Or, you know, just imagining. So, and some people tell me, Laura, I've lost sight of my dreams. I can't even imagine. And I'm like, no, that's so not true. Because I bet if you're washing dishes this morning and, you know, and your mind starts to wander, that's your imagination. Or I bet if you drive somewhere today and your mind starts to wander beyond just like, I've got to turn left, I got to turn right, I've got to stare at the street. If your mind is thinking about any other thing other than what you're doing in the moment, that is your imagination. And it is going at all times. So what I want you to recognize in this stuckedness sometimes is that we're constantly worrying. And worrying is pouring focused energy into a negative outcome. And if you always expect a negative outcome, like I said earlier, you might desire something, but what's your expectation? Not only are you going to be seeking the how, you may be looking for it. You may be imagining it. And then you're pouring your energy into the down here, the low expectation, likely based on what's ever happened to you in the past or what you're worried about in the future. You're creating things that don't even exist, and then you're pouring energy into it, which is going to make them more likely occur for you. So we're going to flip that imagination and be like, instead of hashtag, of course, everything going wrong, I want you to hashtag, of course, what if everything could go right? Like no coincidences. I dropped into this broadcast today, having no idea that this was going to be on Strong Confident Living Facebook group, and boom, like this is speaking to me right now. And if it is, then share it out. Someone else might need to hear this message. Isagenix, you know, compensation. Like again, my philosophy is abundance is everywhere. Let's help the masses get to their goals. So boom. Tap into your imagination of course, everything's going right. Of course, that was supposed to happen today. Of course, of course, of course, of course. It's my favorite hashtag because it allows you to let go of that how. And it allows you to not feel like you need to control and manipulate all the pieces, especially in this business where it's leveraging people. And when the more you learn that to be boss and not bossy, that you can't control other people, or, I mean, you might want to, but that you should not control other people's decisions. Or you can, you know, create possibility, you can influence, but you can really not, the more you try to let go of the manipulation of the pieces and the parts and just expect great things to come your way, the right people that match you will show up. Okay, they will. Okay, because you're going to be in a different energy. And then the last piece to unstuck yourself, and then I'm going to just get right into the juicy sauce here, and we're going to crank up our sleeves and get going, is a lot of people ask why. Like it's the most brilliant human question. I did an event with my husband Scott at Wanderlust Hollywood this past weekend, and I'm like, I went through all these mindset things because people unstuck themselves in different areas of life. And this is the most brilliant one, I think, that we spoke about in terms of how to help people unstuck themselves. Are you constantly asking why, which is such a great human question, right? Reflect, ask why, get to your purpose, like why, it's such a big thing. But are you constantly asking it to yourself from the negative? Like, why am I not? Why am I not farther than I should be? Why am I not receiving, you know, millions of dollars? Why am I not XYZ, you fill in the blank, you know, and basically you're telling yourself, why am I not measuring up to what I want to be? Again, that low expectation versus your desire, and you're stuck in that place. And when you're fueling yourself with the why am I not, you're again coming from that lack. And we're going to flip that and be like, you know, why am I? Why am I the one who is, you know, blank, blank, blank? That's positive. Why am I the one that's falling into this amazing opportunity where I can leave a legacy for my children? I can actually will my Isagenix position to my children someday. Are you kidding me? This is not like a one done deal. Why am I the one that can help impact more people on this planet? Okay, answer those questions. The why am I to the positive for yourself. And I actually suggest you do that, like on a piece of paper, right? Why am I? And then fill in the positive, because what happens with that question, I did this as it's like a test to myself. When you sometimes just look at your vision board and you want all these things, and then you're feeling a really low expectation, like, can I do that? And all these things, because when you have that big goal and fear seeps in, all that opening the door of self-doubt can come in, right, for all of these things. And when you answer the question, why am I? Your brain actually starts to seek the positive. It starts to look for, like, why are you? Because you do this, because you should be an example of what's possible, because I believe that everybody's an example of what's possible. I believe that as soon as you embark on an Isagenix journey, yourself, even as a product user, as a preferred customer, you are already oozing change because you've chosen to better yourself. Okay, you set the moment you say yes to Isagenix is the moment you inherently start sharing, because your vibe, your energy is, I am ready for change. And what I'm going to show you right now is a blueprint to either get your products paid for, because you are an inspiration for change. You're an inspiration of possibility. Before you lose those 20 pounds, before you make that $100,000, before whatever it is, as soon as you embark on change, you are a change maker. Okay. And to me, the human spirit, it wants to share in terms of, with other humans, of change, evolve yourself, get better. So if you like that process as much as I do, I am so fascinated by it. As you know, for those of you who follow me in Strong Confident Living, I am fascinated by unlocking human potential and how to unlock people who are literally stuck. And taking that shift, saying, like, it doesn't have to be 21 or 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. It can be this moment today. And you can recognize, the more you step into that yourself as an example of what's possible, and ask that brilliant question of why, and ask, like, point your imagination towards, of course this happened. And let me think of all the positive things that might come my way today. Wouldn't it be nice if, and like really picture that and tap into your imagination. I practice these things every single day, and my life has completely up spiraled. So that's your little step one, biggest one for me, to help you unstuck your mindset, okay, around what if Isagenix, like for me, it came to me originally as a weight loss solution. And I am now so grateful. I can imagine years ago that box arriving at my doorstep, thinking I was just going to get my body better, look and feel better with every decade. And, I didn't think it was going to be more than 30 days or so that I'd be on these products. And here I am years later, looking better and feeling better at 43, because that was part of the mission of, I just want to look and feel better. And then it was, I want to help other people look and feel better. And now it's on a whole other mission is, I want to unlock abundance by helping other people unlock abundance. So let's get started. Okay. So now that you've maybe unstuck your mindset a bit, or at least digest that piece first and recognize, gosh, oh my goodness, I've been doing that you can flip that at any time and tap into what you desire. This is what I want. And that's the next section. Okay. So many people walk around planet Earth knowing really clearly what they don't want. And Healthy Mind and Body really opened up this mindset for Scott and I years ago when we first did Healthy Mind and Body. Scott and I looked at each other and we're like, OMG, we've been focusing on what we don't want, and we've been receiving, what we don't want. So let's focus on what you do want. Number one, financial goals. Okay. If you were to set up for yourself a stepping stone financial goal to just relieve some stress, get your healthy paid for, get your gym membership paid for, get your Isagenix paid for, get some of your groceries paid for. If you were to know that you could just, unlock some abundance, a couple $100 a month, let's just say $540 a month. Okay. That would change most households. It would de-stress like America or the world, right? $540 a month. That's a lot. Okay. What would that do for you in terms of a stepping stone goal? And I want you to think about, what do I want to do with a stepping stone goal? Sometimes, so I would say as a first step, it's typically getting your products paid for, which is not $540 a month. Okay. I mean, if you do the Forever Pack, it's $159 a month. Okay. 2 shake canisters and the Isagenesis. Have a shake a day, put 2 pills in your body in the morning, 2 pills at night. Okay, keep it effing simple, right? KIFS, like change your approach by simplifying, as Scott would say, do less better. Okay, so keep it simple, but a couple $100 a month. What does that do for you? So besides getting your healthy paid for, what else would you start to pay for? Would, you know, I talk to people and they're like, my car payment, my student loan, like my bills, my this, my that, the stuff that's like maybe that you like just, you know, I have a pile of bills here because I do them on Fridays. And it's like, you know, there's that pile. Okay, like now it's like, oh, I love to like crush through this pile with ease. That's a goal, right? Versus being stressed out over this pile. You know, do I want to feel lack or do I want to feel abundance? Do I want to feel the pinch or do I want to feel a flow? And that's what a couple $100 a month first does for people. But is that enough to get you into massive action? No, maybe, I don't know how much pain you're in, but like for me, it was, you know, I wanted to bring my husband home. A couple of years ago, it was like, we had old gyms and I never saw him. You know, he was working early in the morning. He'd be up at 5 a.m. training. He'd be home at like 9 o'clock at night. And I'm like, something's got to give here as an entrepreneur. I never see you. So that was our goal of life on vacay. Well, what if we just started living life on vacay? Like even just in the tiniest moments, we couldn't access it all then, but we could start to. Okay, so that's the first step in this goal here is once you recognize your mini goal, your stepping stone goal, what are you paying for and give it that color, shape, and size. Like know that, can you imagine, close your eyes and see that few $100s a month, I like to say 540 because I know it's 10 cycles, which we'll get to in a minute, coming into your ISA wallet, and then see it, you're moving it into your bank account. Like actually, like you could go from, you know, you're digitally from isawallet.com, putting it into your bank account, see yourself paying off your bills, like just feeling that ease. Because if you can access that feeling now, even if you just cycle one time, $54, which we'll get to the how in a moment, it just brings you that like feeling. Okay, just breathe a little easier that there is going to be a way for you to tap into this. So, but you need to know your goals clearly financially, because your brain, like I said, loves to quantify, it loves to measure, and you have to satisfy your brain so you can also tap into your heart so they don't go into like a tug of war. So I want to satisfy your brain first because our brain is what gets us stuck. Okay, so just outline my stepping stone goal is, okay? And whatever that is. Okay, so if it's 5 cycles a month, which again, we'll get to in a moment, Isagenix compensates us in team bonus cycles, and they're $54. So if that, you know, that's $270. That's a great stepping stone. Okay, and then 10 cycles a month is 54 times 10, which is 540, like I was talking about. Okay, so imagine that 270 coming in. Imagine the ease. Imagine the 540 coming in. Okay, well, let's start getting a little bit more juicy than this, right? That's not life-changing. Well, it might be life-changing, but like really life-changing. Let's tap into the thousands of dollars. Okay, let's tap into the thousands, please, of dollars. So that's my favorite question. What if you had all your expenses paid, like of anything that you wanted, like what number would that be for you? Like what would your life look like? And again, if you're so stuck in the I have no idea land, that's fine. Like just know then that just keep your goals a little bit smaller right now, because you don't want to make them so big that you get so uncomfortable that you let fear and all your old habits, like I talked about earlier in the mindset shift, creep back in. You want to make them uncomfortable, but like comfortably uncomfortable, like just a stretch for you, because I'm going to show you the how in a moment. But what would that number be? And that's just like wouldn't it be nice if I had a crystal ball and I knew with 100% certainty that this stuff was possible? If it is, because it is, Isagenix literally gives us a level playing field of all of the same tools to every single human being in whatever country they're in the world, okay, which is a lot of it, which is a lot of the world. So we have the tool set we're about to show you. What would that number be for you? Is it $10,000 a month? Is it $20,000 a month? Is it $100,000 a month? Do you want to reach that 7-figure income? Do you want to be a millionaire? You know, do you want to make $60,000 a year? Do you want to make 100,000 or more? Like, do you want to do this as a full-time thing possibly, or a part-time thing? You don't need to know all the answers right now. You just have to tap into what would a bigger dream goal be for me, like what I would call the beach money. not just like the bonuses and stuff that I would call the sushi money, which is Fridays. Like, let's just spend some of this money on Friday. This is the dream money. This is like, what would you do? Because if Isagenix, and I love this, you know, we interviewed a couple of years ago, Eric Hoover, and he was like, you know, what would you do if you had no worries? Like, what would be your voice in this world? What would be your contribution to this world? And this is where you get into that juiciness of, gosh, if I had all the money that I could possibly need, and that's like my favorite thing, right? I've plenty of money for everything that I want. Plenty of money for anything and everything that I want. Then you have that abundant mentality. What would you be doing? Okay, I would be doing this. I would be, that's why I broadcast every day. Okay, what would be the 1 or 2 things that you're great at? Not just good, but great. And you might not know that right now, but what if Isagenix, which I believe it is the journey for you that cracks that door open? Okay, that says anything's possible. Okay, I wanted to speak on stage. Before I knew it, I was speaking on stage right in front of 16,000 people in an Isagenix event because I just knew I wanted to speak to audiences. I got like a shock through my body. Like, I meant to be speaking to audiences. I know that, but I wouldn't have known that had I not been sitting at an Isagenix university years ago being like, you know, and hearing David Wood saying, like, start writing on a piece of paper all the things that you want. Okay, and then circle down, like now he had us cross them all out to like the final 2 or 3. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be speaking. I want to travel with my family. I want to see my family more. I want time. Okay, and this is what I recognize that a lot of people dream into, is that more time with your family. Okay, is it more time with your family? We are here for a blip. Okay, think about planet Earth right now, going around the sun with a million other planets in this like in this universe. Really? Like, if we're here for a scratch of time, what is going to be your, like, you know, if you were 90 years old, are you going to be like, ugh, I wish I spent more time with my family? Then that's your ding ding moment right now of like, oh my gosh, I'm down spiraling down this path. I'm stuck in a 9-to-5 job. I hate what I'm doing. Okay, so there's going to be this path I'm going to show you in a moment that you can spend more time with your family. Or a lot of people want to travel. Okay, that's another big one. I just want to travel the world, Laura, and I want to see more places. Awesome. Okay, wouldn't it be nice if you could just not worry about plane tickets or where you're going to stay? Or do you love luxury? Do you appreciate the quality of really nice things? Don't feel badly about that. Okay, tap into what makes you happy. I always tell people, like, I don't care. Do you want to start a nonprofit for cats? Do you want a barn full of Porsches? Like, just tap into what makes you happy. That's what this is about. Okay, this is what that level is of what would your dream be. Maybe it's authoring a book, like I said, maybe it's speaking on stage. Whatever it is, you're gonna figure it out, but start to wrap a number around the lifestyle. What lifestyle number do I need to start really living into my dream, so I can start vividly imagining it, right? The point that I talked about in the beginning, do you imagine towards the negative or do you imagine towards the positive? Let's start imagining towards the positive and spending conscious, like, aware time in it every single day. I call it Laura Land for me, where I sit in bed literally either with my Ionix or my coffee. I love both in the morning, and I imagine. I literally just imagine this. Okay, I've been imagining this map to millionaire for a long time, and here I am sharing it with you right now. Okay, because it's really clear, these steps. I'm like, I've always wanted these dots to share with you. So dot 1 was mindset makeover. Dot 2, now that I'm done with, is what is your little goal, your stepping stone goal? What is your big goal number? Okay, and that big goal number can always evolve. Done. Okay. Now, before I show you the Isagenix compensation plan, how it's going to match that goal, I want to get into something that's really important. And guys, this is so much. I just want to give kudos to everybody who's ever gone before me, because if this path wasn't already paved, I would be like a bit lost in that more self-doubt myself, or anxiety, or overwhelm. Or now I'm like feeling so clear that I'm like, of course, you know, people in our upline, people in Isagenix who have, again, just kudos to everybody, all the millionaires, everybody that has come before us to show us what's possible. And in any walk of life, that's my favorite thing when I go to an Isagenix event. You see everybody up on stage, and it's every background, every walk of life. I love it. So it is possible, and why not you? Okay, that's why I'm saying don't be asking why not. Why me, right? We're gonna flip that why to the positive. All right, next thing, law of compensation. This is so juicy. I love this because I love like universal laws of the universe that anyone can tap into, and like gravity, okay? So this, to me, law of compensation is like Newton's law. Like for every action, there's an equal and positive or equal reaction, or for every negative, there's a positive. This is like scientific in some ways. All right, I want you to do this. I want you to draw a circle and a circle, okay? So the law of compensation is basically you being compensated from what you give. What you give circles back to you and you get, okay? Now what's interesting is I am a giver, right? I think that naturally humans are givers. We want to sometimes give. And, you know, when you want to receive it back, you know, you want to receive it back with a really specific instruction. Like I want to receive what I want back. That's what I was saying. What's your financial goal? Because you want to receive it back potentially in money, right? In another, it's an exchange of value in compensation, because it's like good karma. You could sprinkle a lot of the good stuff out there and it could come back to you in many different ways, okay? Like when Scott and I got the Spirit of Isagenix Award, I was so excited because I was like, you know what? Our good energy that we're putting out every single day for free is literally being felt by people all over the world. And so thank you. You know, that was just like a really awesome thing to get an award saying, congratulations, you know, you guys voted for us, boom. You know, that's in my kitchen and it reminds me every single day. And then I was reminded about another really important thing from the law of compensation perspective, which is also, you know, to tap into, you know, that you want that money, that you want to tap into not just feel good energy back, but that energy can come in the form of money. So I want to share with you two important questions in this law of compensation, because if you start to put the value that you want to bring to others as your main thing, as your heart's desire, and as the means to get to what you want, which are the financial goals that we just laid out, bingo, okay, you're going to be on fire. So the first thing I want you to do in here, well, actually out here, yeah, the bigger circle, to get to the inner, which is we're going to help others. That's going to be your target, but to get to what you want. So I want you to recognize, what value does Isagenix, I'm writing it down, bring to you? Okay, what does it bring to you? What value does Isagenix bring to you? So for me, you know, it was originally like look and feel better, you know, feel fueled, feel balanced, you know, rock every decade. And so at first it started very physically. Then it was, you know, be there for life's precious moments, not just the big milestones, you know, be available for my family, feel balanced, not just, you know, physically, but mentally, emotionally, you know, tapping into more of a spiritual side, everything that Isagenix literally cracks you open and challenges you to be the best of you. That is anything that Isagenix brings to you, that you want it to bring to you, like we just talked about, you know, my financial goals, my health goals, family goals, all your goals. What value does Isagenix bring to you? Okay, then that'll be your homework. We don't have time right now to fill it out, but once you have that dialed in, you're gonna see, okay, you know, gosh, this is gonna be awesome. These are all the things that either it's already brought to you, even if you're just on day 2. You're like, okay, it brought me more mental clarity. It's helping me sleep better. It's helping me have a ton of energy. You know, it's releasing feelings like I had, maybe I was imbalanced and I was in pain all the time, like all these things, right? Isagenix helps us do. So, boom, that's going to be independent to you. Now, Isagenix, they're so brilliant that their mission statement and vision is the same idea, is they want to help free people from physical and financial pain and become the largest health and wellness company in the world. Okay, so they want to become the largest health and wellness company in the world. Okay, so if you're listening to this and you love a movement that wants to build the healthiest people on the planet, that like lights you up as much as it lights me up, especially kids and the next generation and obesity and all the things that are going on worldwide. You want to leave a dent on this planet. Isagenix wants to be the largest health and wellness company in the world, on the planet. And they need you to do that, to link arms. Okay, so that's what it means to you. Okay, so, and then this is the big one. Even though it's small, this is the center of your target, which is what value do you see it bringing to others? What value do you see this vehicle for you to bring to other human beings? Okay, and it might even be the things that it already brought you. You'd be like, oh my gosh, this is healthy fast food. It was so simple for me. I see all these people struggling with what to eat and going to fast food restaurants or not eating as healthy as they could be, but they want to be. Okay, anyone who's desiring change. And you never need to drag anyone in this business. You don't need to drag anyone, I repeat, because if they're not ready for change and you're a change maker, you're an inspiration for change, you only want people that are also going to be ready for change, okay, desiring something different than they currently have. So what value do you want to bring to others? That's what you want to really lock in your heart. And that's why I'm putting it in the middle. I should actually like make it your heart. Okay, this is literally your target. This is your target market. This is everybody that you want to help. These are people, moms, you know, husbands, grandparents, kids, anyone, young entrepreneurs, retirees. Like, I want to help people. I think I can bring them this value of their health, of their financial goals. And think about those two main stepping stones, their health and their financial goals. What can you untap in terms of freedom for others? Okay, and that's where you step outside of you and give yourself a little ounce of courage and confidence that it is not about you. So this is where the law of compensation is humongous towards your success. Okay, what value does Isagenix bring you? These are all the things that you want. Okay, that's your means, but that if you make the means actually the helping others, you will get what you want. Okay, if you lock how you want to help others in your heart, law of compensation is then it will reciprocate and give you back what you want, especially the more clear you are on both. These have to be congruent, because if they're congruent inside out, outside in, and you feel them, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so clear to me. Like, not only am I clear of where I was stuck and now I'm unstuck, not only am I clear now of my financial goals, stepping stone and big stone goals, this is the next piece of congruency, which is, let me lock in like what value it's bringing to me and the value I could bring to others. This is going to be game changer. Because if you wanted to make $10,000 or $20,000 a month or $100,000 a month, this is going to be, well, how many people am I going to share Isagenix with, right? This is actually going to tie you into inspired massive action that feels good to you, because suddenly you're like, I want to help a lot of people. Man, I should be talking to audiences. Or, you know what? I just want to reach like $500 a month, $270 a month. I don't need to talk to a lot of people. I'm just going to like start sharing this with my friends and family. So these things are this congruency of who do you want to help and how does that be your biggest desire, and lock that in your heart. Now, when you match it to your big goal, you feel so good about it because you step aside from you. You are like, this is not about me. This is about everybody else and their goals. And by me focusing outward, externally, I'm going to get to my internal goal. And that's why I kind of put it like this, because I'm like, make that the target. How am I going to help other people? And all these things will come into your reality. These other things, I'm looking and feeling better. You know, business builders are falling from the sky. Like, I'm having all of these things happen because my eyes are on everybody else. Like, my goals are coming to fruition through that. Because most of us, back to the stuck yourself, are like, well, this is what I want and I'm not getting it, right? And then everything falls apart from there. So get really clear on this, because this, like, I have a whole page in front of me written out of the value that I want. I mean, I've really filled out an entire huge circle of what Isagenix brings to me personally. and then of what I want to inspire the world with, the masses with Isagenix. And it's really clear, you know, again, that it can be small. In the beginning, it may just be, if you just started, you're like, I just want to help a handful of people and I want to feel better. Okay, I want to help my coworkers who've been bugging me about it, and I want to pay for my healthy. Okay, well then that is going to match, and that's going to put you into action. That's not going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to match that desire. So you're matching your beliefs of what value you really believe. Okay, and this is like at a heart level now. You're moving from your brain down into your heart of, this is what I believe this can do for me and for others. So, so important, because then when you speak to people, you're going to speak from your very authentic heart of like, oh my gosh, you're clearly one of the people that I'm meant to be helping, because you've already baked it up, right? You've already put it inside. You know, I just posted on my Instagram yesterday, like, I'll tell the story before it tells itself. Tell the story here before it tells itself. You have to outline the value that you want to bring to others, because then as you see those people on the supermarket line or at the post office or at the kids' sports game, and you're chit-chatting and you're like, no brainer, no wonder, no coincidences we're having this conversation right now, is because you're exactly the person that I'm looking to seek to help. Of course you're in my path today. Okay, of course, remember, of course, for the positive. So this, I can't even tell you how important this step is, to get so clear on who you want to help and so clear on what it brings to you, and feel like, give yourself permission to have whatever you want. Okay, so that's important in the law of compensation, and to bring people whatever they want. You know, I want to help map people to millionaire and show the world that anyone can do this. All right, so that's the law of compensation. It's a principle, and again, it's just what you give is what you receive. So give, give, give with the intention of receiving. Now I'm going to show you how Isagenix compensation plan matches that. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and whiteboard it out for a moment, and just walk with you through, and, you know, write all these things out and walk with you through some basic steps of Isagenix compensation plan that literally blew my mind when I started learning some of these things, and super stoked about this. Okay, so Isagenix compensation plan is now for those of you who love to know the steps. The brain, your big brain, loves math, loves to quantify, and you want to see the numbers behind this. Like, okay, Laura, but now let's get to the juicy stuff. How's this possible? Okay, so Isagenix made a brilliant compensation plan that really is, in my opinion, two main steps. The first main step is active, okay? When you start ordering Isagenix and you say yes to whomever you say yes to, if you haven't yet, get your butt back to whomever sent you this and say, I'm ready to start this thing. I not only want to look and feel better with every decade, I want to unlock this compensation plan. Okay, let's do it. So 100 BV, it's like business volume. It's just basically 100 points. The reason that I love Jim and Kathy Coover is they're basically all about universal access to 100% terrific nutrition, which is Isagenix, for anybody. Okay, anybody in any, what of the 17 or so countries that we're in globally, okay? They want to have universal access to all, and I love that. I want everybody to access a life they love, right? Universal access. So I don't care where you're coming from, what your background is, everybody should be able to put the superior nutrition in their body. So they design the first piece of the compensation plan is, you need to be actively living the lifestyle. This is not about going into your sports shop or whatever, you know, your supplement store and buying something off the shelf, or going on Amazon and buying it from someone who might be keeping it in the back of their trunk, like I say, in like a hot car, and selling it to you. This is about someone who's actively living the lifestyle by ordering at least 100 points of product per month. So you know it's real people sharing real results, coaching you. And I think that's a brilliant part of the plan, is that the coaching comes from you, real people. Even if you still have 100 pounds to lose, like I said, step out of your own way, right? I tell all the tons of people that I enrolled, like, what if I didn't enroll you because I said I still had 20 pounds to lose and I didn't have an after photo yet? Like, was it about me? No. So slap yourself on the face for a moment and just say, ding, ding, ding. I'm living an active lifestyle of change. I'm choosing to evolve, and that's it. and then you're living the ISO lifestyle. Okay, so 100 BV, you're ordering a minimum of 100 BV every single month. So do that at a minimum, do that. I actually did that for quite a while, and you start to accrue points that I'll show you in a moment. So that's step one, live this active lifestyle. Okay, order 100 points of product. With Forever Pack, it's so simple, it's 108 BV for 2 canisters of a shake and an Isagenix bottle. Okay, game changer nutrition of nutrients that like fill up all your cells, and Isagenix, which is telomere support, which literally helps your DNA help itself. To me, that's like, you're made of trillions of cells, no brainer, start there. Okay, active lifestyle, that is number one. Okay, when you're active, that's you. You get a little Isagenix bubble. Okay, this is your business center, and that's you right here. Oops, okay, well, you're gray. I don't know why you're gray. I'm gonna make you red. Oh, okay. And then this is the next step. Okay, the next step after you are active is what I call unlock. Unlock the compensation plan by being more intentional. Okay, intentionally sharing it with 2 people. If you intentionally share it with 2 people, you then set them up with their own Isagenix accounts. Okay, so this is you sharing it with 2. It's called U plus 2. It's so simple, it's no brainer. Okay, so you share it with 2 people. Okay, one on the left, one on the right, typically a friend, coworker, neighbor, someone who's bugging you, like what's in that shaker cup, and you're like, you gotta try this, it's amazing. You know, and I send them to foreverpack.com, have them watch the video. Okay, you sign up 2 people, you unlock the power of the compensation plan, which literally can get you what they call a cycle, okay, a team bonus cycle. And what I love it is it's a team bonus cycle. This is not you. It's not you having to enroll the world. A team bonus cycle is when, you know, you place an order of 100 BV. I'm just going to spotlight this right now. And this is you right here. You place an order of 100 BV, that goes into a point bank account. This person places an order of 100 BV, that goes into a left side point. You have 2 point bank accounts. And I love this. My enrolling sponsor, Bethany, taught me this. And I don't love math. I love big picture things, but she was really enlightened me with this. She was like, you got 2 point bank accounts, Laura, one on the left, one on the right. Okay, so the one on the left, anytime someone on your left side orders and you are active, 100 BV, you're ordering, Isagenix will plop those points into your left bank account. Anyone on your right side, you only have 2 sides, it'll go into your right side bank account. Okay, and as soon as you share this business model or this beautiful nutrition with 2 people, one on the left, one on the right, who are also ordering 100 BV, who are also living this active, healthy lifestyle, it will unlock the compensation plan, which is like 6% of all business volume to infinity. So I'm just gonna tell you that Isagenix is an uncapped to infinity, like compensation plan. There's no like, when you get to this level, you're cut off. No, they're like, when you get to this level, here's more and more. Okay, so, and just go to isagenixearnings.com, go to, you know, isagenixbusiness.com to see more in depth of the Isagenix compensation plan. This is an overview today. Okay, but the basics that I want to enlighten you with, because when I got this, I was like, what? This is a path to financial freedom. Oops. So every time the computer can pull 600 points from one side and 300 points from another side, it gives you $54 in what I call in your sleep, or beach money. Okay, so $54, and that's the team bonus cycle, and these 900 points of orders. Now the kicker that's amazing is it's not just about your orders and the people that you put in orders. Like, let's say this person right here, you know, also starts enrolling people, being like, all right, everyone's asking me at work, what am I doing? Where do I get it? Okay, so this person starts to enroll people. Okay, and then, you know, the same thing happens where this person's like, yes, you know, my mom wants it, my sister wants it. So they start enrolling people. Okay. And all these things happen. Now, all of those points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now say this first person that I enrolled goes back and, you know, enrolls their next person. They're going to go down here. So what starts to happen is you start to visually see, I'm a visual person, from the colors. I'm like, you know, I opened up my Isagenix account one day and I was like, what are all these bubbles? Like, who are all these people? I don't even know them. And like, what are all these points that are starting to accrue? So let's just keep going for a second so you can start to see the power of this, because once you recognize the power of this, it's going to be really, really cool. I want to switch colors. Neat. So over here, let's say the same thing starts to happen where this person enrolls 2 people. I hope you guys can see that. That's yellow. Okay, now I just drew out the first cycle, 600 and 300, because let's say over here, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people every single month are putting in their 100 BV order, okay, because they love Isagenix. They never want to stop feeling this good. They're starting to share it with other people, okay? Now, those 6 orders that just went in of at least 100 BV all go up to that point bank account, 600 points. And over here, these 3 people ordered their 100 BV, right? Everyone that's wanting to live this active, healthy lifestyle went into this point bank account. So whenever this happens, and it can flip-flop where the computer can pull 600 from one side, 300 from another, that's what gives you this team bonus cycle of $54, okay? And that's what's so awesome about this business model, is that it's not all on your shoulders. You're gonna leverage people, you're gonna leverage points, you're gonna leverage all these things, because I believe in building people-based experiences. I believe that people naturally wanna share things that are working for them and that they love, and I believe in simplicity. And if you can take a look at what, you know, I like unraveling the complication, because there's so many different ways you can get bonuses and get paid with Isagenix, but at its core, it's these 2 steps. Are you being active, and are you intentional about sharing it with at least 2 people? It all starts with 2 people. It's not just find 2 people. I love Laura Stevens came to an event once and spoke, and she's like, no, say it all starts with 2 people. It starts with 2 people, because that's what unlocks it. Once you start there, you're gonna see this thing, you know, like, again, the more you believe in all of these pieces coming together for yourself, because what if, and of course, you know, you're meant to have this insanely, why not, right? And why? So all of these pieces will start to look like, you know, the tree starts populating in ways that you never imagined. And what's so cool is it's a team effort. So even if you're up here and you're going to enroll someone on your left, that person down here is going to help every single person accrue those points. So again, this is an overview part where, you know, now you can start to see when you're actually at this level, which is just one level deep. It's called, it's ugly. Hold on one second. When you're at this level deep, a little prettier, working on it. This is called you share, okay? When you're at this level deep, okay, not just you share, but when you've done it and they're sharing, 2 people, it doesn't have to be your first 2 people, right? It just starts with 2 people. But when you're at this level, you share, they share, like repeat. This is the Isagenix business model. It's you share it with 2, who share it with 2. This already gets you a $500 bonus. Okay, that's what I said. Like, there's so many other ways that you make money with Isagenix. I mean, even when you just share it with your first 2 people, you make $50. It's called a consultant bonus. When your 2 people start to share it with 2 people, you make $100 every time you inspire your people to share it with 2 people. So Isagenix recognizes you as a leader, and they say, wow, you're inspiring other people to share it with 2 people just like you. They get the $50 bonus, but they give you a $100 bonus for at least the first 20 people. It's another $2,000 on the table. So, and if this model right here, so you've already made $250 in additional bonuses, besides the cycling that I showed you, if this model happens, this one little model happens within 60 days of when you bump your account from customer to associate and agree, saying, yeah, I'm okay with making money and, you know, with Isagenix, and then if you could do that within 60 days, you get an additional $250 bonus. It's called Crystal Manager. Okay, so this $250 plus this $250 is $500. Like, if you need $500 right now and you're like, how do I get that? Just right here. You share, they share. Boom. Okay, 500 bucks. That can pay, if you're doing Forever Pack, that can pay for your first 3 months basically of product. Okay. Oh my gosh. So what I want to show you guys is, so that if you cycle 5 times, okay, cycle 5 times, that's 5 times $54, which is $270. Okay, get to $270 a month. What would that do to you? If you can cycle 10 times a month, that's $540. Okay, now this is where you start to align it to your goals. What if you cycle 100 times in a month? Okay, and I'm going to show you the model of how. $5,400. Okay, so that's just, okay, so 5 times a computer is pulling 600 and 300 to give you 270. 5 times. And it's not just all of your people. What if right here, okay, this is what happened to me. I enrolled a friend who had 0 interest to do the business side and got it, but still loved sharing it because she loved the product. And I was like, all right, at least like pass it on. You know, the magic question is, you're going to be an example of what's possible. Are you willing to tell other people what you're doing? You know, and she said, yes. Okay, without like having to do this as a business, just be an inspiration for change. I'll show you how simple it is to enroll them. Okay, so she went to the hair salon and enrolled Andrea and Laren. Okay, some of our biggest business builders on our team. I did not know them. So the point is, you enroll someone that you might know, but then they enroll other people, okay? And then those people start enrolling other people, and this cycling thing of 100 points, 100 points, 100 points, where are they coming from? It's not just on your effort. And that's why this business model is so beautiful, because it is a team bonus cycle. Team bonus cycle. This is about you inspiring others to inspire others to make massive change. Now, when you cycle 10 times in a week, it's called 1 star and you get a bonus. When you cycle 20 times in a week, it's called 2 star and you get a bonus. And these are like thousands of dollars of extra bonuses and stuff. Like on top of all these things, Isagenix is extremely generous, but you have to know the basics of active and unlock. Now, what if you want to cycle, you know, way more times than 100 times in a month, right? Like 100 times a week, $5,400 a week. What does that do for you? Okay, Isagenix is like, yeah, keep going. Like it doesn't stop. So I'm going to clear this and stop my screen share for a second. So what I want you to recognize right now is, oh my goodness, this is possible. It's not just on my shoulders. And I'm going to share a quick presentation of the Forever Pack, because once you understand that 100 BV that I showed you, and that 6% is that team bonus cycle, that's like that $54 that's popping, right? 600, 300, that's actually 6% of volume, that 900 points. You don't have to worry. The percentages make my brain go, what? So that's why I like showing you in the visual. But we've already covered this. Like you get paid actually weekly. Isagenix pays us weekly. On Monday is payday. And you know, this is, like I said, it's a market disruptor. It's so simple. But I want to show you some principles now. So we've done the mindset makeover. We've got through a little bit of our goals, stepping stone, big goals. We went through law of compensation, you know, getting really clear on how you want to help others. Now that was the Isagenix how of cycling, how to unlock that $54 by intentionally sharing it with 2 people, starting with 2 people and letting that pass on, making sure you ask that magic question upon enrollment. Are you willing to take a look at, you know, getting your products paid for? Are you willing to tell people when they share this, like when they ask you what you're doing, are you willing to tell them how, what you're doing? And don't be afraid to ask that. As soon as people say yes, then you're like, well, then you need to see this compensation plan, because you should at least get your products paid for, but maybe even more. Let me open your eyes to what's possible with Isagenix. And then boom, right? Share with them the compensation plan, share with them this video. Or 2, you know, if they say no, okay, well then direct people back to me. I'm still going to show you, you know, that when you refer them back to me, how simple it is to get your products paid for. So either way, it's a win-win. Okay, so now this last piece, now that you kind of get a gist of the Isagenix compensation plan, I'm going to wrap it up with, you know, a little bit more of the philosophies of how this is happening and how this leverages to thousands of dollars a month. So one is the understanding of how the penny doubles, because I didn't understand this at first, that if I said, hey, do you want $1 million right now? Or do you want a penny, one that doubles? Okay, this Isagenix compensation plan is very similar in terms of the infrastructure and architecture of how it's built. Network marketing is built on the doubling basic principle, that power of 2. The power of the double. Okay, how the power of two, that you inspire two people who inspire two people who inspire two people, and it basically creates a domino effect. Because what if? Okay, so the penny doubling by day 23 is at like $41,000 and change, and you're like, huh? Like I should have maybe taken the million. But by day 27, you're at 671,000. That one penny doubles to $671,000. And by day 28, you're at 1.3. And by day 30, you're at $5 million at the end of the month. Okay, OMG, $5 million. And by, actually, if it was a 31-day month, it would be over $10 million. So instead of saying, you know, being short-sighted and saying, I'll take the 1 mil, you know, really this is a long game. Isagenix is a long game. That's why it's a legacy company. That's why you can will your position to your children someday, because they are not in this to get rich quick, get out. They are not just about quick exit strategy. They don't have even an exit strategy that I'm aware of. They're passing it on to their son and his beautiful wife and their daughter. Okay, so Eric and Peta and Soul. Like, I mean, they're taking over the next generation, and this is a legacy company. So think about your legacy and what more money would do for you and your fam. Okay, and then the power of two is boom, 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 boom. The power of 1, 2, 4, 8. This is the power that happens with the Isagenix business model when you open your eyes to the possibilities of, oh my gosh, what if you were making $50,000 a month? What would that do for your life? Are you kidding me? 13 levels deep and the power of 2, you can be at over 4,000 people. So it goes beyond that place of just, I want to get my healthy paid for, to I want to get my bills paid for. Oh, I want to get my mortgage paid for. Ooh, I want to live in a beach house. Ooh, let's live our dreams. Okay, and it goes from the achy pain payments to the dream payments. That's what I love to see in this slide. And then, you know, the power of that, this was the huge light bulb moment for me, because I always thought I had to enroll hundreds of people, is understanding truly that power of 2. But what if you enrolled 3 people who intentionally enrolled 3 people who intentionally enrolled 3 people? And this is where I like to say intentional, because you're going to have people that just love on the products. I mean, most Isagenix people, there's a ton of Isagenix people that just start for the products, right? But what if you get more intentional, being like, oh, you know, for me, it was 4 years in when I got intentional about the business, being like, you know, I'm an entrepreneur. Why am I not looking at this? Why does this keep coming across my desk? OMG, Scott, look at how much money we just made unintentionally sharing Isagenix with a handful of people. What if we got more intentional, right? What if we got more intentional? And that is where I am today. I mean, we are moving 100% forward because this graph right here, 4 by 4 by 4, what if you intentionally enrolled 4 people who enrolled 4 people who enrolled 4 people? You're at, you know, a few hundred people in your organization that you did not enroll. You enrolled 4. So this is where it's so important to get out of your head being like, oh, but I don't know anybody, or, you know, my town is too small and everybody's saying no. And you got to be like, no, I don't want them, those people. I don't want to drag anyone. I want to find 4 intentional people and get to a few $1,000s a month, just 3 layers deep. Okay, gets really exciting. Okay, this is what changed my life right here. That mark, like just, this is that over $4,000 a month. And we hired trainers at our gym. I brought Scott home, like he picks our kids up from school again. We started being around for one another. And I was like, oh my gosh, what if we can open up family, fun, and freedom for as many people that desire more family, fun, and freedom with this amazing opportunity that just gets people healthier and taps into an entrepreneurial spirit. Are you kidding me? Like, let's do that. So this right here, just 5 people, that power of 5, sharing it intentionally with 5 who share it intentionally with 5, you can be at over $4,000 a month. Okay, what would that do for you and your family right now? What debts would it relieve? What vacations would you start going on? And how would you start just being there more for one another? Okay, and I love this. I mean, Dave MacArthur, this is his slideshow, and he gave me, you know, a bunch of different, you know, take a look at these things, you know, and it's just so cool to see, you know, Tracy O'Malley, total rock star, Dave and Carrie MacArthur, unbelievable. Cindy here, you know, he created this slide of expectations, being like, how many people would you talk to if you knew that this was a path for you? You know, and if you knew that no matter what, I mean, look at Tracy here. She had 1,000 conversations over 2 years. That's only a handful of people a day. it sounds like a lot, but it's over 365 days a year. It's a handful of people a day. Okay, and she enrolled 90 people. And she enrolled 5 top producers at the point whenever Dave made this slide. And OMG, like her top month at the time was $126,000 in a month. Okay, Dave and Carrie, they didn't enroll a lot of people. This is my point. This is actually my favorite point. Over 10 years, they enrolled 150 people, like 15 people a year. Okay, 15, 1-5, not 50, 15. But, and they make like 90K a month. Okay, and guys, this is the top 1% club, and this is open to all. It's a door, and it requires a hard work ethic, and it requires you to be open to the possibilities. And Cindy here, she just wanted to get to $1,000 a week, and she retired from what she was doing so she could step into this in her full time, you know, and it can be at any level. That's what I love about this. So now it's going into inspired action, saying, you know, if you knew that you could do all of these pieces, what would you do differently? Okay, how would you hear no's differently? And that's where I'm going to leave you with this inspired action. Okay, because inspired action now is when you're feeling like, okay, here's now a tool, a vehicle that I can have anything that I want. And by being really clear in how I want to help others, I'm going to get to my goal. And now I understand a bit more about the $54 and how those 100 BVs are all going to tap into 600, 300, give me that $54 cycle. And I understand that happens in my sleep, right? It's not the effort of you, but your effort is you opening your mouth. Okay, you recognizing now how big is your market? Okay, there's billions of people on this planet that are all seeking change. And you can either struggle against people who don't want to change and bat your head against the wall, trying to drag people along that you know could use this and get stuck there. Or you could be like, no, this is who I want to help. I want to help people who are desiring change. I want to be a magnet for change. And I want it to be seamless. I want it to be simple. I want conversations to flow simply and seamlessly is usually my words, as you can tell, because you are a magnet of possibility. And when you're clear on these things, you do not get stuck in your head of what am I going to say? So understanding your target market now and going into inspired action, so I can leave you with these final steps, are defining who is my market. Well, you've already done that. Okay, everybody here that you want to bring value to in this world. Kids, adults, grandparents. I love Isagenix because it's literally multi-generational. Who do you want to help? I like to say anyone who eats, anyone who breathes, anyone that's aging, anyone that has cells. Okay, but when I started, it was a lot smaller because I started and I was post-baby and I just wanted to get my pre-mom body back. And I have that way back now. Okay, I'm better in my 40s than I was in my 20s or 30s. So just open the pathway for what's possible. But it started really small for me. My initial circles were, I want to help other moms just like me get their bodies back and feel more balanced and be nicer to their husbands and children because they're fueled better. It started smaller, but now it's bigger. And that's why I said you're going to evolve these stepping stones to the point that you're like, the more and more people you help, and the more people that you help indirectly, the more powerful it's going to be for you. When you enroll that person who enrolls someone in Australia, who enrolls someone in South Korea, who enrolls someone in the UK, who enrolls someone in Spain, who enrolls someone back in the United States, and you're like, oh my goodness, before I didn't even realize the world is getting so small. I just had all of this happen without even me knowing all these people in different countries, and this thing's growing beyond my wildest dreams, right? What if? What if? Okay, that can be you. That can be any one of us. Okay, so go into inspired action and release the how a bit of how it's all going to play out. How you're, you know, that this person, just because you enrolled a gym owner, you know, that was me for 4 years telling my friend Bethany, like, no, I'm not going to do that business. I'm too busy. I'm too busy. Thank God she didn't try to like drag me along. I just referred people to her for a while. And then finally I had a ding, ding, ding moment of why wouldn't I do this, right? I had a perfect storm of why wouldn't I tap into this myself. So instead of dragging people, it was when I was ready. So bring people on that are stepping into when they're ready. That's number one. Okay, be that magnet of who's my market. Number two is connect with them. You are the spark in two ways, inbound and outbound. Outbound, it's how are you creating curiosity every single day as you walk around, as you wear an Isagenix shirt, bring around shaker cups, like post on social media. Okay, have this match your personality. Okay, are you hosting events? Do you like to speak in front of groups? Do you like to bring people into your house? You don't have to do, this is what I've really learned for me. I never push anyone on our team into things that are not comfortable for them. Okay, so I don't say like you have to do home parties, because what if you don't want to entertain people and bring people into your home, but you're like a one-on-one kind of person where you like to meet with people at coffee shops or on Zoom and have intimate conversations with one-on-one. You saw the power of 5, right? You can enroll 5 who intentionally enroll 5 who intentionally enroll 5. So, this part has to match your personality, where you're the spark of interest, and match it to your personality. Are you more introverted? Do you love more of that one-on-one? Do you like that? Or do you have, I love people that, aren't just sometimes all the way out there like I am, like on social media and all that, because I'm like, ooh, you have something that's such a secret sauce, like this quiet confidence about you. I could really see you working one-on-one with people and building a dynamic team. Okay, or do you like to be out there? Are you a people person? Are you like love to present, and in front of a groups? Then okay, well then be that spark of interest and curiosity, and be reaching out to places that you can speak in front of an entire audience, or be on social media like this, whatever. You have to match it to your personality. Okay, your market, your audience, what matches you. Okay, so that's outbound curiosity. That's outbound initiative that you take that matches your goal. Okay, it's so simple. And then inbound, know that inbound, like I said earlier, as soon as you embark on Isagenix and you say yes to changing yourself, you are of a frequency of change. You are like putting off a vibe, you're oozing it, whether you like it or not, of I am changing out into this world. And you're walking, talking, billboard, oozing of change. Even if you still have a ton of weight to lose, even if you haven't made a cent yet with Isagenix, whatever. It doesn't matter. Put that aside and say, I am a billboard for change because I am evolving. And then you're going to attract those people into you. So there's marketing to me, and I love marketing, happens on inbound and outbound. Outbound is your initiative. Inbound is because you're putting out the vibe of change, and people are coming to you being like, what's in that cup? What are you doing? You seem different. Okay, which is all code for like, tell me what you're doing. Okay, so this is the spark of curiosity. You are a walking spark of energy, excitement, enthusiasm, change. Okay, the bigger the spark you are, the more you light up about this stuff, the more you're gonna wanna tell everybody, but you need to listen. So then you tell them what you're doing. Oh my goodness, I've started this amazing program. It's called Isagenix. It has changed my life. And I like to say that. Okay, it's starting to, or maybe it's just starting to, it's starting to change my life. That is immediately going to move you from your head into your heart, because that piques people's interest. Tell me, Laura, how is this changing your life? Oh my goodness, a few weeks ago, like I was totally stressed out, tired all the time, like needing caffeine, whatever it is. This is your little quick 30-second story, quick. Okay, of like just the negative to the positive, how you've started to flip yourself towards change. And they're gonna be like, oh my goodness, okay? And now you're listening, being like, if you had 1 or 2 things, what would you change? Do you have any health concerns? Do you have anything that you would change in your life? And you're initiating this like reciprocal conversation. Or they've already complained to you and your ding, ding, ding help radar is on. Your ding, ding, ding moment, I call it like my help radar, is on at all times now, because I know who I wanna help and I can connect to those people at all times. So you hear people complain and you say, that sounds hard. I think I can help you with that. Have you tried anything that has helped you before? Have you found any solutions for that XYZ that they just told you about? And you listen. And as you can tell, I love to talk. So this was really hard for me at first. I used to actually like pull my ear, purse my lips, and listen to what they have to say. Because sometimes around, like your office or your home or wherever, people just aren't really listening sometimes to one another. And listen to what they have to say and say, that sounds hard, and align to wherever they're at, and say, I like no coincidences. I think I have something that can help you. Would you be open to taking a look? Or, I get very bold and I'm like, no coincidences. We're talking right now. Are you kidding me? This is what I do. I mean, someone told me at Starbucks yesterday, I was picking up a gift card and they're like, you look way younger than 43. And I was like, that's what I do for a living. They're like, what? I'm like helping people look younger as they age, right? It just comes out. Or you hear someone complain about like, I have no energy. Oh my gosh, that's what I'm so passionate about. It's what I help people do. Even if like, hey, my full-time job is this, but my passion is that. I help people with exactly that. So you're on a help radar. You're hearing people anywhere always complain because it's a condition right now in society, right? You can hear them complain because you can, when your help radar is on of all the people you know that you want to help in this world, you're going to attract to them. You're gonna be a magnet match for them. And then it's with certainty being like, of course we're having this conversation. And then I direct them right to Forever Pack. You need to take a look at foreverpack.com. And here's my information. Let me get your phone number. Let me text it to you right now. I will text you the link. And then we immediately exchange cell phone numbers. I'll be like, I'll just send you the info. Because that's what people want. They want to know how much is it and what is it? Okay, so I'm like, let me send you the info. That's step one. And it's so affordable. It's mind-blowing science, right? Nobel Prize winning research that went in behind this stuff. But then they created the support. Like, wait till you see the science. It's totally affordable. It's like $5 a day. Are you kidding me? You're spending that anyway on meals. And you're just gonna love it. Wait till you see it. And just create the compelling vision of wait till you see this thing. Send them foreverpack.com, exchange your cell phone numbers because you're sending them information. You've satisfied the two main things that people want to know, which is that cost and what is it? Okay, can I learn more without you telling me anything? Which is yes, you don't want to be the source of information. You want to point people to a tool, okay? And I lead with that Forever Pack now. It's been mind-blowing for me. Whatever you lead with, that's where you insert that link, okay? Say, let me just send you some information and let's chat. When can we chat about it? Are you around later? Or are you around tomorrow? Okay, try and do it in the next 24 hours because that spark that you just lit of interest, excitement, energy will blow out. And you want to keep it lit. So you got to do it quick. So get on a conversation going really fast in terms of texting, following up. Follow up with reason. And most people say yes between the 5th and 12th time. So if you've enrolled anyone without 5 follow-ups, you're a rock star. Okay. So most people, Sales Statistics Bureau shows that most people say yes to something between their 5th to 12th look at whatever it is, anything in sales. Okay. And to me, if you make a spark of connection and it comes from your heart, it can be immediate. If that person's desiring change and you're sharing the solution for change and it's a perfect match, it's going to happen on the first or second connection where they're like, yes, sign me up. And that's what we're seeing with Forever Pack because it's so simple. It's so easy to do. It's KIFS and anyone can do this, put this stuff in their mouth and change their life. Then that's so easy. So to me, that's like, they might say yes on the first or second, but most people are 5th to 12th. I know I was in saying yes to Isagenix. So don't quit on yourself and don't quit on other people and always follow up with a reason. Follow up with I thought of you because, hey, I just enrolled a nurse. It made me think of you. You're a nurse. Like I hadn't talked to you in a couple of weeks. Have you checked out that video? And then I always invite to a presentation. I invite to the Monday night Forever Pack presentation that we do, or I invite them to relook at, the foreverpack.com, take a peek at this video. This is what I love about it. And you re-invite them to take a peek with a reason, or, hey, here's the enrollment form. I think I forgot to send that to you. Or when you're ready, this is the information that I'll need. And I always follow up with a tidbit of information or a reason within those 5 to 12 times or 1 to 12 times. Okay. And that's it. That like it takes that amount of time. So then you don't get stuck on the no. If it's 4 no's that you got from someone, it's like, all right, I know I wasn't ready 4 times in, it took me several times. So that's where a lot of people quit on themselves. Stop. Don't quit on yourself. And then, you enroll. So you follow up, you create the spark of interest, you send them the information. This is so simple, everybody. You follow up with reason, you enroll. That's where you bump your account to associate. If you haven't already, learn how to, enroll a person, enroll your first few people. And that's where you learn as you go and you get paid as you grow. And just mess up a little, stumble, get back up. Okay, that's what this process is about. That's what learning's about. That's what life is about. But what if this process. And then once they're enrolled, get them in this, right? Here's what you need to do. You need to enroll 100 points a month. Open your eyes. What value is Isagenix bringing to you? What value can you see it bringing to others? And, you know, gosh, what are your stepping stone goals? And what are your big vision goals? Let's talk about dreaming right now. And everything that I just went through. And then it's just repeat. So do this over and over and over and over again. And it's so exciting because every single person is a different human being walking a different path of circumstances, having a different set of hardships, struggles. And, you know, sometimes the people that have had the deepest pains in their life are the ones that are the most successful at this. Because when you flip your deep struggles to the positive and you become a light of possibility, because you've flipped it, right? You hear the stories over and over again. People that wanted to end their lives, like people that wanted to just give up on things, that Isagenix found you in that right moment. Okay, because it does. It just finds you in the right moment. Because again, no brainer, ding, ding, ding. You're a magnet for change and possibility. You are desiring a shift. And so sometimes the people that are in the lowest of lows are the ones that like are drawing the line in the sand, being like, I am so done being like under the line of hating my life that I want to love my life. And they draw that line in the sand hard. And they said, I want to desire massive change. And those people go into massive action. And if you're one of those people listening to this, no coincidence that someone may have shared this with you. Like you can really change the course of your life. Okay. And at minimum, maybe you're just like, oh, you know, love my job. I love my life. Like I just am looking for an additional pot of income or residual income, you know, because I understand and appreciate residual passive income and what it can do for humans in terms of finances. And you've learned like financial blueprint models of compensation. Great. Like you might just be like, awesome, this is another path. I could do this part-time. I can help a lot of human beings. It's super fulfilling. So again, wherever you're at, I believe in this, as I wrap up, you're meant to be here. Success can be a lot closer than you think and for whatever reason that you want. So don't do it for someone else's goals. Really get clear on your goals and what you want. I know what I want. I want to help create 10 millionaires ASAP. Okay, that is my goal, to help create 10 people in this model that's just like, I tapped into it, Laura. I didn't stop and I moved forward. I watched that video. I kept going and it exploded beyond my wildest dreams because you unstuck yourself in a lot of those mindset pieces I talked about. So super juicy stuff. Love you guys so much. Cheers to Isagenix, John Anderson, Jim and Kathy, Eric and Peta, the future of Isagenix, because I believe that abundance is everywhere. It's all around us. It's just like love. It's just like air. It's just like water in the ocean that now I see every day. It's everywhere. And you can tap into it too. Have an amazing day. Bye.